Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buzz with Momma T and Rob Brown. This is season 2, episode 19.
19?
Yeah,
Wow!
we're getting up there. We're gonna take a seat. We got Charlie Sub tonight from Charlie Sub of the Sound Dogs. Next week we've got Chris Cacco.
All right.
And then on the 16th we have Tom Neely at the BOS. And then we're a short season. We're gonna take a season break and come back with season 2 in 2 or 3 weeks. And
yeah.
So
well, we're busy people. You are a busy lady.
Only on Sundays. Oh well, Mondays.
Only on Sunday, and that's the day that like most people rest, and you're like working, doing the most. You know.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I do it a lot during the week too, like finding guests and getting back to everybody and taking care of the dogs.
Yeah, it's a good life. It's a good life.
Yeah, it's relaxing. But yeah, we should probably go ahead and hear about Grand Forks Best Source, and then we can get back here and bring Charlie on.
Sounds great.
Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Momma T sent you. Charlie, welcome to the show.
How you guys doing?
Awesome. Now that you're here.
Well, okay, you go. Thank you. It's a good first date.
Yeah. Yep. I was telling him during the pre-interview about the one I had to cancel.
Yeah.
Remember that one, Dwa?
Well, we live on, so
Yeah.
We're good.
So tell me about your band. Tell me a little about the Sound Dogs.
Well, the Sound Dogs started about like 8 years ago, playing my music and in my club, Ethel's. Can you see this right here?
Oh, yeah.
Ethel's.
The shameless plug. Is that okay?
Nice. Where is that? Tell us where it's at.
There you go. So, yeah. So we've been playing there for like about 8 years. But it takes a long time to like get original music going. You know what I mean? Like, you had, your boyfriend, stuff like that. It's tough. It's tough to do stuff that people haven't heard before and like make it work. So we've been trying, we've been plugging away. And like one of the major things we get is like the audience goes like, we fucking love you guys. Did you play covers? I said, no, it's original stuff. So should I take that? Is that a compliment? I'm not sure. I'll ask you guys. I'm not sure. I go like, thank you. It sounds great. So the original stories, about my life and stuff like that. Maybe it'll be a cover someday, but not right now. So anyway, so that's what we've been up to right now. Like, finding this podcast, awesome. We love to tell our story. And we talked a little bit before this went on about your story, and that's you went blank. How did that happen?
Technical difficulties. We're not losing the grid, are we?
No, I know. The technology sucks.
For sure. Say, I was going to ask you. My name is Dwa Brown. I'm also a musician. Pretty good. How's things going for you up there?
Where are you? That's an awesome space that you seem to be in.
Well, I'm in northern Minnesota. I'm a Leech Lake band member, and I played music with Tanya's old man, little Bobby, on the road for about 17 years.
All right. Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Well,
So I'm just
yeah.
at the crib here up in the cabin in the North Woods of Minnesota.
That's a cabin in Minnesota.
Well, this is
That's
my
a
house.
fucking duplex penthouse in Manhattan. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, it is the creator's country over here for
Yeah,
sure.
great. Good.
Land of
Good. Good.
10,000 lakes, they call it. You know what I mean? So we're surrounded by water and the woods, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
But it did make for a lot of extensive traveling for me since we're in rural areas. So we didn't
Yeah,
have to move around a lot. And you are based out of New York,
totally. New York.
and that's where
It's,
Ethel's is. Tell
it's
me
like
where
so.
Ethel's
It's like
is.
so unrural.
So what? Yeah, tell us about Ethel's. Where is it located? You go ahead and give
Ethel's
us a
located.
street address and everything. That's fine.
I'll give you the whole thing. 1629 Second Avenue, New York City, between 84th and 85th Street and Second Avenue in Manhattan.
Nice,
Yeah.
Manhattan. Okay.
And you
Okay.
can look at Ethel's Alcohol and Food. You can just Google that. You'll find it. You'll find us. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah. You don't have to do it right now, but you can do.
Yeah, don't do it right now. Wait till after the show.
Yeah.
Wait write it down or go to the replay.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Just come on over.
Heck yeah, I love it's cliche, maybe, but whatever. I love New York. New York is my vibe, you know?
Awesome. 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 28. Come down. Let us know. We'll hook you up. It's
Hey, let's
VIP
jam.
all
Let's
the
jam.
way. Yeah, it's definitely.
There it
So what-
is.
But you know, the bottom line is like it's all about music. Like this place, like it's a go-go bar in a way, where like we have like dances on the weekends. It's like a '70s vibe. But the reason it exists is only because of music. It's not. It's not about making money. It's not about any of that shit. It's about my family's history with my father and the Coventry. We can talk about it a little later with that stuff. But I'm just there to keep the music alive. I got live music going on there. I got, young bands coming up. I have like, whatever makes the music work. I don't want people like, watching their fucking screens all day. Get out of the house.
Right.
Go down the street. Walk into a place. Listen to what live music sounds like. It's not what you think it is. It's not in the headphones. That's not where it is. It's not between this and this. It's on stage. It's live. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's going to transform your life. Just get out of the fucking, sorry, I can't say that. I know you told me that, but get out of the freaking house and go listen to some stuff. Anything. Just go out. And then, you know what? Then after that, pick up a bongo, pick up a guitar, pick up a coconut. I don't care. Like, just tell your story. Say something. That's how I write. Everything's from the heart. Just like if something happened today or yesterday, I might be pissed off about, or this or that. I'll try to like say something about it. Sometimes I'm successful. Sometimes it's a great song. Sometimes it's bullshit. But at the end of the day, I got it out. I didn't have to beat anybody. I didn't have to like take the stuff away. I have to be like frustrated eating like 800 tacos to get over it and to get it out of my system somehow. And that's a beautiful way to do it. I think so.
Music is healing, and not just for the creators of the music. There's so many
right.
destructive ways that you can get your feelings out, and some people can't get their feelings out at all. And writing music is just a beautiful way to express yourself, especially if you can reach that audience and make them feel what you were feeling. Like that's just
that's the top of the pops. But like I wouldn't suggest that to anybody to like for that to be the end goal. I would like say the end goal, I say the end goal might be, did you play this for your mom? Did you play for your girlfriend or your daughter or your anybody, your boyfriend? Did they connect? Did you say something to them that you couldn't say without the 3 or 4 chords? You know what I'm saying? It's like, can you express an emotion that was too pent up, too painful, or too great? It's not tragedy. It's like it could be anything. But like, can you have a voice in this way that you couldn't have in any other way? That's what I did. I was so pent up, so repressed with my family growing up They were lovely people. They loved me. I love them. But I had no voice in terms of like saying how I feel. I'm not going to go there, hey, mom and dad, let's like talk about some issues. Like,
I'm
that's
sad
not going to fucking
today.
work. You know, it's that I'll write a song for not necessarily you, just for me. So when I wake up in the morning or the next day or the next year or 10 years from now, these songs that we do in my band, I wrote when I was when I was 20 years old.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just, it is what it is. Some of them last that long. Some of
Yeah.
them don't last 5 minutes. But, you know, we put it out there. We put it out there. We try. We try to talk. We try to talk, you
So
know?
do you play guitar?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you happen to have an acoustic sitting with you?
I got one there right there behind me. I'm not going to pick it up, though. Don't do that to me.
Come on.
Yeah, I have to tune it and all this other stuff. We don't have time for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, we do have 2 commercial breaks. Just throwing that out there. Maybe
Yeah,
by the end of the show.
yeah. No, I'm not doing that. You're so embarrassing.
Gotta ask, gotta ask.
Yep, we gotta
Yeah,
ask
that's
because
cool.
you know what? That's
I
why
get it.
you've got the same goal as that we do on this show. Keep the music alive. Keep live music out there. Keep it going. Bobby did have a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So do I.
it was a music
Yeah.
venue.
Yeah.
And he played it his own. He didn't have to go out and look for some place to play. He could just play at his own place if he needed to.
Same.
Plus,
I can
plus
book
during
myself.
during
Against my better
COVID,
judgment.
during COVID, he petitioned the state and got a permit to be open so that he could
Yeah,
give
yeah.
musicians
Yeah,
a place
yeah.
to play. It was
Yeah.
the only place in the area that was open for place for musicians to play because
Right.
that was his thing.
That,
Keep the music alive.
that's, you know, you're talking about like a disease and like a cure. And music is a cure for everything and
Yep.
anything. And any sort of like toxic crap that might go on in your life. You know, it can express it, it can expound upon it, it can like, you know, move beyond it. I was like thinking, you know, about like talking to you about this stuff in terms of like what music is, and you can look behind me. I'm also a painter. Like this painting's behind me.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, yeah. So I do that too. So I was thinking like, you know, a painting like paints 1,000 words, right? But a song paints 1,000 emotions. Because like when you show up at a concert, like, you know, oldies, new, whatever, when you're sitting there, it's not visual anymore. It's about something that happened to you, something you connected to, something quintessential thing in your life. Music, you know, I don't go back to caveman days because I really don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know if there was a song before there was a cave painting, but I think it probably happened very close together. The communication is communication. You know, and you know, it goes up, it goes down. It gets like, you know, corporations take it over from time to time. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. You know, you had someone who passed on whose life was dedicated to this stuff. So my father was dedicated to it. I'm dedicated to it. You know, my bandmates are dedicated to it. We're gonna do this as long as we can, for better, for worse. To like make this world something where like people can express themselves in some way. And our way is just music. You know, it could be anything. It could be a, you know, an algorithm. But we're not, you know, we're not programmers. We're musicians. So we're gonna do what we do. So that's what we're doing right here. That's what Ethel's is about. It's a 1970s go-go bar, but there's live music twice a week there, once a week right now. And it's like, get bands up there. What I love the most is like when I find a young band who's playing great crap, I go like, fuck, I wish I could do that. But on the other hand, I go like, thank you. Thank you for like picking up a guitar, picking up a guitar. It's not easy. Pick up a guitar and put your fingers on these 6 strings that will make you bleed. They'll make you bleed before you can produce anything of any relevance. I go like, I love it. Do it. Just do it. And it makes me like hopeful. It makes me hopeful. I think the world will go on. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm getting a little crazy right now, but that's that's the whole mission for me. It's like open a door for people. the next generation, generation. Just
Right
just
on.
do it. Yeah, that's it. That's it for
What's
me.
passion for music? I think we all share that. Obviously, that's why we're
Yeah.
all talking today. So very cool. Very
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you. Thank you. We all do what we can do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. From where you are to where I am. And it's really uplifting for me to like understand that you guys are doing it. It's not just me in this little corner of New York, because and this is almost like crazy because like the big city is the worst place. It's the worst place because everyone's on fucking TikTok or this and the other thing. I don't know. I'm not gonna get political. I don't know anything about this stuff. But whoa, Richie,
Yeah.
I need your help here. Sorry.
Hand gestures.
Yeah. Yeah. So the music stand collapsed. Right.
It happens.
It's good.
That's
So
why
again,
live is live.
that
Yep.
is
Live
live
television.
is beautiful in its own way.
Yeah,
So,
I love it.
yeah. So that's all I'm saying. It's like my father opened up a place in 1972. We can get to the history of that if you want. It's called the Popcorn Pub, and a few months later, Kiss showed up to play their first gig. So
Wow.
he's like in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so to speak, for the first place that Kiss played in makeup.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this is in Queens, New York. I live in Queens, New York right now. I don't live very far away from this place. So my father is like a big influence on me. Did he know what he was doing necessarily? No, he didn't. But we don't have to know. We don't have to know what we're going to catch when we fish. We just have to try.
Throw it out there.
Yeah, put it out there, see what happens. We don't have like a predetermined result. So Kiss, the Ramones, Blondie, um, I don't know if you guys know the New York Dolls.
Oh
These
yeah.
are all you know them. Okay, so these are glitter bands of like the late '70s that every one of them played there because you know why? Because they couldn't play in New York because the places in Manhattan were too small. They could not draw anybody. So did he know that? No, but he knew that he wanted to do something. This is the beautiful thing about people. You don't know what's going to happen when you want to do something. He knew he didn't want to do nothing. He wanted to do something. Did my mother like it? No. She hated it. She's like, his name is Paul. She's going like, Paul, what are you doing? Why are you going to Queens? Because I found this great fucking bar to open. He said, you don't fucking know anything about opening bars. Because, but I have a dream. So, he said it wasn't Martin Luther King. It was a different kind of dream. But,
Yeah.
Was he a musician as well?
well, here's his musicianship story. When he went to high school in Brooklyn, he came over. He's a Holocaust survivor. He came over in the '30s. He played in Brooklyn. He played in a marching band. He played a harmonica until they figured out he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. They fired him. But he was very happy to go along till they said like you're not playing the song. He's going, really?
I thought I was.
And to this day at Ethel's, he shows up when we play our gigs. We give him a fucking we give him he plays the blues great. Plays the blues, So it's amazing. He's like 95 right now. He'll
Wow.
fucking wail away. He'll wail away.
Amazing.
So it's amazing. This whole trip is so amazing.
And
That's
he was.
very cool.
I'm guessing he was very supportive then of your musical career
Oh,
or your artwork.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. He's my biggest fan. He shows up at all my gigs. My mother, not so much. But no, she's more practical. She's like, Paul, where are you going? He's like, I got to go to see Charlie. I was like, okay, put your coat on. It's cold out.
So
What
Charlie,
time are
we
you gonna
talked.
be back so the food will be ready for you?
Yeah, right. Apparently.
Funny.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw this out there real quick. You talked about your dad, Paul, having that popcorn bar club.
Yeah.
in,
Popcorn Pub in
in
72.
Queens.
Yeah, in Queens, right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so and then Kiss played their very first show in makeup there. That's huge to me.
It's
I'm
huge.
just, I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
music fan, period. I'm a music trivia lover.
You love that.
So,
Okay. Well, you have a
of
lot to
course I
delve
do.
into. It's great. Yeah. Yeah.
So my
So,
other thing was, what about Ethel's? Have you had anybody come through, play a show at Ethel's, and you just said, you know what? These little SOBs are going to do something. And has anything took off from Ethel's?
that's so interesting because like Ethel started about 8 years ago, and we've had lots of great bands in there. But the music business has changed so much.
Yes.
I'm sure you know. It's not band centric anymore. And I am band centric. We have a lot of hip hop, we have a lot of jazz, we have like a lot of like R&B stuff, but it's a lot of tracks, right? So it takes a one guy or one girl with a bunch of like tracks and loops to play their thing. I have nothing against that, but it's not bands. So
Right.
Ethos probably will never produce a band, probably never, but it will produce a great time when you come. It'll like harken back to throwback music, and we play there. Charlie Sub and the Sound Dogs, we play there, so we're there like at least once a month, maybe twice a month. So we're not going to let the music die. And like when younger people come and they're expecting like some hip hop and this and that, when they hear stuff, and you have to listen to our music, you know what we're talking about. So they go like, this is amazing stuff. They love it. Music doesn't die. It doesn't die. It can be like kind of programmed through, big, media companies to say like, you got to listen to Taylor Swift, this, that, and she's great. But it becomes very narrow. But it's much bigger than that. And when people listen to stuff, they love it. So we have to like honor people's ability to expand their horizon musically.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
just saw the time. We do have to cut to a commercial real quick. We've got a couple of ads. I can't remember for sure where the two are, our first break this time, but I guess we're about to find out. We'll be right back.
All right, take care.
Come and get a taste of Korea at Grand Forks' newest dining sensation, Soul Kitchen in the Grand Cities Mall. Dine in or take out handcrafted dishes featuring astonishing and unique flavors with just the right levels of spiciness to suit all tastes. At Soul Kitchen, each meal is custom made to your order by superb soul-trained chefs. Open for dinner Tuesday through Friday from 4:30 to 8, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays 11 to 6, and closed Mondays. Discover what's been missing from your dining adventures with consistent 5-star reviews from satisfied customers. Soul Kitchen, right across from Rumors Sports Bar and Grill in the Grand Cities Mall. Stop in and discover the best-kept dining secret in Grand Forks. Are you still putting off that project around the house that's been bugging you forever? Do you think you can wait until spring and call a contractor and have the work done ASAP? Well, good luck with that. Executive Properties has openings right now to get that project done. In fact, you can check out their Google reviews. Diane says Executive Properties did a roof project and remodeled a bathroom in our house. We were happy with their quality of work, and the projects were completed in a timely manner. We will use Executive Properties for our next home project. Get that project done sooner than later. Call Executive Properties, 701-330-1273.
Story. You always love the story stuff, or the fact of what our new show's going to be like. The
Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. It's another Sunday here with Momma T's podcast. I'm Dwa. This is our new friend, our homie, Charlie Sub out of New York City.
Coming from the palm trees in New York City.
Thanks for sticking with us, everyone.
Yeah, I'm on the beach on my roof, so it's good. It's all good.
Unfortunately, tonight I am using my phone, so if you're watching and wondering why I haven't responded to you, I don't have the phone and the computer going this time, so I can't see the live comments. I know they're there. I know. Oh, there's Ricky. Hi, Ricky. How you doing? I knew he was there. I knew he was.
He checked in.
Yep. And usually I follow like the live stream on my the Facebook stream on my phone, so I can like share the audience questions, or if you guys ever have any questions for our guests, just go on. You're probably watching it on Facebook. Go ahead and ask the question, and the producer, he'll pop that right up on there. So that also means that I can't see the cues from him as to when we could take our commercial breaks, and I kind of know where they're supposed to go. So just bear with me. And this week I'm doing much better. You see this? This is water.
Hey,
This is
that's
water.
water.
Yeah,
It's water.
that's
You're not all
questionable.
caffeined
That's very
up.
questionable right there.
Oh, it wasn't caffeine. It wasn't caffeine. You know darn well it wasn't caffeine last
Like,
week.
I have to like send a taste tester over there to check that out.
He did not promise. I was glad it was. But I might go over for supper and a couple beers after this. We'll see.
Oh, nice. Where are you going?
Over to Ricky's.
Oh, okay. I'm already jealous. Okay.
So, Charlie, can you tell us a little bit more about your starting out as a musician, and what was the scene like when you started out? And tell us the years, give us a little backstory.
Probably like back in like, I'm gonna guess like late 70s or mid 70s, something like that. It's like a high school sort of thing, where like you get caught up like I gotta get the girl. What am I gonna play? I'm gonna be like the guitar player. If there were no, there were no really guitar gods back then. It was like Eric Clapton and stuff like that. It was like more like just like playing the music. So we had guys in high school sitting around the lunch table, like eating like a turkey sandwich, going like, I play this, and like I play that. I'm like, well, we need a drummer. I go like, I'll be the drummer. So it was like,
Yeah.
it was not like some big thing, It was like not going to music school to be like a percussionist. So I
Right.
picked up the drums. That was great in a way. I didn't realize you had to have like a lot of stuff to be a drummer. You had to have like drums, the this and the that. It's so much easier to have a keyboard and a guitar. And like now I have all this stuff. Like, are my parents gonna kick me out of the house because of this? So I did that. It was fine. It was fine. So we played like high school things and this and that and the other stuff. It was great. It was great to do that. So that's what I did probably before I went to LA. So it was a good 5 years of just playing the drums for guys who were just like forming a band. It was a lot of fun. It's like the quintessential story. There was no garage band because in Manhattan there's no garage, so no, we couldn't do that. So we had to annoy our fucking parents by playing in a maybe part of the living room, and we go like, "Shut up, you guys suck." So we had to do that for a long time. So we did that. We endured that. But the guys who I played with before I started writing music were actually amazing. I have no idea where how they did what they did, but they were amazing guitar players. Not in the sense of like shredders, but musical songwriters. Beautiful melodies. Beautiful melodies. More like one of my biggest influences when I was younger was like I'd say like the Beach Boys. The harmonies of Brian Wilson. Do you know what I'm talking about at all? I don't know. You may not.
Oh, yeah,
But
I do. Sure we do.
Pet Sounds, Brian Wilson, incredible, intricate, beautiful stuff. But the songs were so simple. If somebody sat there at a party and sang this song, it would be so simple. And then you layer on these 2 or 3 or 4 guys singing these harmonies. It becomes, this is like gospel. This is like the church. This is like everything. It's like, and it's just a rock song about like a surfer dude on the beach in Malibu, and it becomes a fucking opus of beautiful stuff. So that blew me away. So that really influenced me. So like when I start to write my music is like very straightforward, but I never write about anything unless I need to write about it. You can see the artwork behind me. All these things, it's just not artwork. Everything is inspired by like some emotional event in my life. And every song that I write is inspired by an emotional event in my life. I don't need to, no record company signed me. I don't need to produce anything. I don't need to make a living off like Sony Records or whatever. I just need to get my shit out. That's all I need to do. And like
Yeah.
therapy is okay, but this is way better. This is way
Yeah.
better than therapy. So
Speaking of which, do you have albums out, or where do people find your music? How do they get a hold of it?
yeah, Richie, I have my producer right here. He'll where can we find our stuff?
BlissStreetOriginal.com.
BlissStreetOriginal.com.
List Street.
Bliss Street, BLISS,
Oh, Bliss.
original. Yeah, Bliss. Yeah,
Bliss
like
Street.
something
Bliss.
no New Yorker has. Yeah,
Well, I'm sure they do.
Bliss Street. Yeah, BlissStreet.com. Right.
That's where
So,
Coventry was
yeah,
located.
yeah. You can find it there. You can also find it on Spotify. Is it Charlie Sub and the
And
Sound?
Sound Dogs.
Okay, you can like look at Spotify, Charlie Sub and Sound Dogs. You can hear it there, and you'll get the gist of what we're talking about. This is like just like stuff about like growing up in New York and like moving to LA. The arc of my story really is like growing up in LA and like being like the family being too much for me. I don't know what your family life is about. I don't want to comment on that. I mean, I love my family, but sometimes you have to like separate. So my separation was from New York to LA. I went out there and I started writing music for the first time because I was a drummer, but I wanted to like say something, but I didn't know how to say anything. It was like I didn't play an instrument except for the drums. So I went out to LA. I took like 3 or 4 guitar classes. Luckily, I ended up in a place that had a baby grand piano. I didn't know how to
Nice.
play. I didn't know how to play that, but I knew how to put my fingers on the keys, and I like okay, these must be chords. But when I do this, it sounds coherent to me. So I started to write music there, and that was the beginning for me. I mean, everything was just like saying something when I thought I couldn't say anything. So
Nice.
and I wasn't trying to get anywhere with it. You know, after I said it, I was like, put it in my back pocket, put it somewhere, and go like, I got that out. I got that out.
Just being
But
expressive.
totally, and like $1 million worth of therapy could not do that because there's no conclusion to that. For
For
me,
sure.
this was like a construction of a beginning, an arc, and a conclusion of a story. So I could go from here. I could go from A to Z. And who can go from A to Z in their life? Nobody, right? Unless you're like doing what we're talking about, right? Because like it doesn't lend itself to that. Life's not that way. So this was great for me. I could do this. I can move on. There'll be another A to Z. There'll be another this. There'll be another that. Be another turmoil, another trauma. But now I knew what I could do with it. So that's what all my music is about. It doesn't sound that way. It doesn't sound that. It doesn't sound like disastrous. It's not that way. It's actually you go like, well, this is happy music, but yeah, but that's what I do. So
So when people write original music from the heart like that, there's 2 questions I usually ask. Like, one is, what is your writing style? Like, how do you go about writing a song? Do you get the idea first and do the words first, or do the music first?
yeah,
And then the other question is always, well, no, just answer the first one first.
do you sleep at night?
No,
There you go.
you can't tell.
That's how you write music.
Oh,
You wake up in the middle of the night, just like, oh my god, just like this thing in my head.
Hmm.
I need somewhere to record this thing. Where'd this come from? I don't know, but it's a thing. It's like they've probably been tortured with for quite a while. It's like been stewing around with you. It's like in your REM sleep, and you're like, it's in there. Like I'm making a fucking stew in my brain, and like I'm either gonna like forget about it, or I'm gonna like try to like do it. So in the middle of the night, back in the day when there was no iPhones, nothing, I went to like my fucking phone recorder. Like wake up in the middle of the night, ran over to the phone recorder. I just like go like blah 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 whatever it was, just to get it on tape. You know, that's how I did it. That's how almost every song I do happens. You know, it's not planned. I'm not a contract player. I don't work for anybody. No one's saying like you have to write a song about blah blah blah. So I don't do that. So
or you have to put an album out by this date.
yeah, no. And what and that happens every once in a while, it's torture. It's torture to do that, to try to like condense an emotional arc into like a pay for play shit. It's like fucking horrifying. It's like I've done it and I do it now, but it's horrifying. So the stuff that comes out because it comes out. But I'm not young anymore. So there's a whole like litany of like, experiences and life experiences. The way all the stuff is coming out every day. You guys go out, like, something happens at the mall, or something happens, like, you're walking your dog, or some guy says something to you, and you're like, what? What's that about? Do I need to say something about that? And like, sometimes I will, and sometimes I won't, but sometimes it clicks so hard with me that I go like, I don't even have to write the fucking song. It just writes itself.
It wrote
like,
itself.
it writes itself. It's like, this is what I need to say. I don't care if anybody hears this shit or not. I get
it.
I get it. You just get it out there, and boom, that's it. So
I know how that is. Sacred process.
All the songwriters talk about this, don't they? They all go like, I don't know where stuff is coming from. It's being channeled. It's being this. It's being that. But I've heard a lot. I've heard like Paul McCartney talk about like Let It Be and stuff like that. This like higher voice coming in, and that's fine. But I hope that Let It Be is something about his life. I hope it's not like some fucking pop song that he wrote, because everything that I am channeling, if I even want to call it that, I don't know what I want to call it. But it's because I can't sleep at night. It's because like I'm like turning over my bed. There's shit's going on. It's like this happened, that happened. If I could write a song about like, the most mundane things, to me it's not mundane. It's like it's like this is real. This is what's really happening when I wake up in the morning. I have to write something about this shit that's going on. I do write about love and loss and stuff like that, because that's important too. But I'll write about everything. And some of it's good, some of it sucks, but I gotta get it out. That's all.
Right on.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But so the other question I usually ask is, because all of a sudden I was picturing you trying to sleep and then waking up and just
yeah. Don't picture that. Don't do that. That's not good. No good.
What was the hardest song of that you had to write? Then tell me the story behind it.
I don't know. I have to like look at my songs and think about it now. It's like, I think when you ask a question like that,
emotionally hard.
I think everything I write because some emotionally hard thing happened. I'll put it that way. I'm lucky. I don't have a producer that says you got to write a song, so I don't have a hard thing that way. That's not what's hard. But to try to encapsulate an experience in a proper way can be hard. I don't have a song list in front of me, so at the end of the day, it's like saying, "Who's your favorite kid?" So I don't have one of those. I don't care how. I'm not a woman. I didn't give birth, so even if it took a long time to give birth to something, I'm not going to go, "Oh, you were the hard one." So I'm like, that's not how I'm thinking about it.
Difficult child.
I'm like going like, the harder the better in a way, right? So I'm not thinking about it like, I don't keep score. I don't keep score with my stuff. I don't have a better child or a worse child. I don't have anything like that. But anything that can be produced that's coherent and that can touch somebody, I feel like, I don't even know if it's me. I don't even know who the fuck is doing it. I have no idea what's going on. So, so I just feel blessed that I'm some sort of channel to myself, to the rest of the world. If anyone wants to appreciate it, that's great. If anyone wants to go like, that meant something to me, what's a better gift than that? I don't know. What can I do? What can anybody do? That can be better than that. I don't know. So I just feel happy I'm doing what I'm doing.
Well, I'm happy you're doing what you're doing too. And speaking of doing what you're doing, again, we do have to cut to commercial. I forget what the first one is, but the second one is going to be a shameless plug of the other podcast on Renegade Radio every Monday night. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right.
Winter in the Northland means no golf, right? Wrong. Looking to get in a round of golf in a climate-controlled winter oasis? Want to just whack some balls at the virtual driving range and work on your swing? Check out Albatross Indoor Golf Club in Grand Forks with more than 90 courses, range venues, and games including Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, TPC Sawgrass, and more. All on an incredibly accurate optical-based simulators from driving to putting. Play straight up, team up for a scramble, play tournaments, or join the two-person Scramble League. It's fun for everyone, and all ages are welcome too. Call or text 701-757-3220 to set up a tee time. Check out Albatross Indoor Golf Club at the Columbia Mall, your home for the best indoor golf experience around.
You don't get this stuff from Howard Stern Show. You don't get this stuff from anything but Renegade Radio.
Getting to the point of tables. Doing
Charlie.
Super Sunday.
We're back.
And we're back.
I was like painting a picture. I have to come back.
So, speaking of that artwork there, what
Yeah.
got you into that?
Oh, that's the same thing. That's like, torture. We can't get to that. Just to having to tell a story, whatever's going on inside of you. There's no landscapes. Can you see any of this stuff behind me? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there's like images.
like abstract.
Yeah. This is my mom right here, right there. This like red thing right there. That's my mom. So it's all about what I feel and like how to present an image. So it's very similar to like music. What happens is like when I do one, I can't do the other. So I spent like 10 years doing this stuff and I stopped doing music. And now I'm doing music, I can't do this. So I can look at it, but I kind of feel it's this sort of the same thing. I was like thinking of this today. It was like so like I'm going like, oh my God, you're like such an asshole. The camera fell apart again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shit.
So
Oh, there's always a little snag. Everybody's got to.
all right. So saying to myself is like, a picture, spells 1,000 words or whatever the cliche is. But I was thinking about, and that's true, it does. But then what does music do? How many thousands of words or emotions does music do? Is it 10,000? Is it 1,000,000? What does music do? When people like come to a concert, it's not an art gallery, right? It's a whole different experience. You don't show up in an art gallery and like sit quietly on a little bench and look at the artwork and go like, yeah, that's really amazing. The strokes are great and all that stuff. But it's more emotional and it's more immediate. And so, but for me, it's the same thing. I'm just telling you a story. So if like, a picture, paints 1,000 words, and music must paint 1,000 emotions or maybe more. I don't know what music does, but it's the same thing. Because if I listen to a song, I can smell stuff from when it was written. I can put myself in a place when it was written. I can imagine who the person that was there with me when it was written. I can imagine all this other stuff. And when I write a song, not that anybody knows it because it wasn't a hit record when I wrote it, but everything about that is like, I wrote this because I smelled this, I saw this, I was with you, this happened, is in the moment. It was like whatever was going on there. And I don't even realize it. And then when the song is done, I go like, holy fuck. This is my photograph. This is my photograph of my life. If somebody else appreciates it, because they can like, think about it the same way I do. And apparently they do, because I'm not writing about something that's like so specific to me that like, I don't need to have anything more than that. I don't need to have any accolades. I don't need to have anything, because I did what I needed to do, because I just did it for me. I didn't do it for anybody else.
Right on.
Yeah. So I love that, and I love when like somebody will become part of a community. Not that I'm asking for it, but when they do, I'm doing something right, and I would do the same right thing when they brought their stuff to me. I go like, wow, this is like reminds me of this in my life because I wrote this because about this in my life. And if somebody else connects, I don't know what's music in the heart about. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, you can put a painting on a cave wall. You can like do this, do that. You know, I'm not thinking about it in that deep a fashion, but now I'm on a podcast, so I have to. But that's all it is to me. It's like I communicated something from my soul that I'm proud that I wasn't afraid to do it. I didn't like water it down. I didn't like go like I need to make a commercial. I didn't need to do any of that stuff. I said my truth. Whatever, take it, leave it, whatever. Fuck off. Do whatever you want to do with it. You know. So that's it.
Love it.
So, yeah,
That's what I
that's
love
it.
about
Yeah,
musicians.
and I'm not writing really heavy stuff, but I am writing enough about like happiness, pain, and anguish. And I'm also here's another thing. I don't want to like expound too much about this, but when I think about this, like a lot of this music about like love and loss in your 20s, that's the beginning of life. There's like what happens after that? Who's writing about that? Who's writing about what happens when you're after you're 20 years old? Who's writing about when you graduate college? Who's writing about when you fucking lose your job? Who's writing about when you get your divorce? Who's writing about like country music does it a little bit, but there's like so much stuff after that. Your whole fucking life is ahead of you. Who's writing about your life, for God's sake?
Right.
And all I'm trying to do is write about my life, and my life is there. So if somebody wants to listen, great. That's all. That's it. Right?
Very cool.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about musicians, that that play their own music. They get up on that stage and they bare their soul.
Yeah.
And hope that they're accepted for it. Like this is me, and I'm gonna give you everything I got. Like, and that's what I love about watching musicians, like where you can see when they're really feeling it, when they're really getting into it, and you can see their soul when they're into it. I just that always gives me goosebumps. I love it.
Yeah. You're so right, because you can tell from the bullshit from the not bullshit. Like it tells when someone's connected or something. They didn't write this for somebody else. They wrote this for themselves. You can tell that. So when we play our gigs and stuff like that, luckily I have like a great band with me and great collaborators, and everybody, before we ever even play the music, before we even like try to do that, everybody like knows where the music is coming from. And if they didn't connect with it, we do another song, we do something else, we won't do that. So anything we do, people are going like, this reminds you of something. So you're so right. When you get up on stage and you play a bass line or a guitar line, but it's not a guitar line, and it's not a bass line, it's a heart line, it's an emotional line. It's like something that goes with the song. It's completely different. It's totally different. And we're hoping that can get out to people. It's hard because the music industry right now is so I don't know, organized in a horrible way that like it's just like it's almost like AI. It's like it needs to have these like 5 things for it to work. So this is not what we're doing. But again, I just want to go back to the fact that like just people my age and younger and older, we need a voice. I don't care who the voice is. It's not going to be somebody who's 20 years old. We love that. My daughter is. I love that. But she has her own voice. We have a voice. We need to say stuff that we need to say, and people can listen or not. But there's got to be how many fucking millions of people who need to hear this stuff. Who are at that stage of our lives, right? You had somebody who passed on.
Well, sure.
Who's talking for us, for God's sake?
Well, and we are through our music. And another thing is, what I really understand is that music has always been a big part of social justice, and those endeavors that were going on. musicians have always come to the cause
Is it working?
for whatever
the
was
volume's over
important,
time.
What's that?
whatever was
Who's this?
socially important, whatever was environmentally
I
important.
lost your volume.
I'm just doing a little filler while you're
I'm good. I'm good now.
having your deal there. But I was explaining that musicians have always been at the forefront of like social justice issues and, you know, going all the way back to the blues. And,
Which
you know,
is-
there's been all these different genres and they each speak to what is affecting them at the time. You know, what is affecting them culturally at the time also. So music is so many things. It's hard to even just put it in a and I don't think musicians, contrary to what we were talking about a little bit earlier, how you get up on stage, you bare your soul, and you want people to kind of align with that or understand you. Of course you do. But is it what you're riding on? No. You do it because it's coming from your heart, from your soul. If somebody connects with it, it's like kick ass, man. This is great. This is a great feeling. But doing your best performance and expressing yourself and having somebody pick up on that is probably the main thing of why we do it. We don't really do it for acceptance. That's not a thing. It's not even in the thing. I don't believe at all. But we do it. We're trying to align with people and we're trying to be expressive in hopes that they can maybe express themselves as well.
That's totally true. The quintessential thing you said, acceptance is not the key to anything here. Maybe, you know, musicians might need self-acceptance and stuff like that. But like, we want to open up a door. We want to like stick our you know, our like naked thing out there. It's scary. And like, we have to be strong enough to like, how many gigs do I play where like I get like polite applause, I get like a nod, I get this like, oh, you're good, you know. But I'm not doing that for like crowd acceptance. But there's one or two people every gig, maybe more. You go like, your songs are awesome. They said something to me. I went through this. I went through that. So I'm not Mahatma Gandhi. I'm not trying to heal the world. But like when like I can connect to somebody, I love that. But I'm trying to connect to myself first.
Right.
I'm trying to like get my shit out to me, not to the world. The second step is the world. But when I can figure out how I did this for me, I'm figuring with my support group that I have now with the band, like, you know, all the stuff that's going on, that seems to be important to people. And so I really just do what I do. So, you know, I'm not trying to be anything to anybody. I'm not even trying to be anything to me. I'm just trying to understand me. I'm just gonna go through my life and like figure out, what the fuck am I doing? What's my life about? Who am I? And like, if somebody wants to listen, I got to figure like, there's got to be millions of people who are going through this crap with me. You know,
Right on.
we all want to figure this stuff out. And if I say one thing to you, or you say one thing to me, this is a better place for both of us. You know, so that's all I'm doing. It's very simple in a way. It's very simple.
Coming of age at that time.
Yeah.
Is also.
I'm wondering if maybe, I know we've got we were sent a concert that you did, and I'm wondering if maybe Jeremy's got it queued up where we can maybe listen to what you have to say for a minute or two with this video.
There you go.
I'm not sure if he's got it queued up or not,
What
but
you got?
The video I sent is the back the visuals that we project behind the band.
Whatever you got. Let's see what you got. I don't know.
We have songs.
I don't know. I can't talk to him, so I don't know. I know he's paying attention, but I don't know if he's got it queued up yet. And there's like 6 minutes left. Well, there's actually 4 minutes left of the show because we cut out at 5:58.
We're in the studio now. The record will be out soon.
Well,
Yeah, I maybe I don't know. Maybe not.
all right. Maybe
You're on mute.
maybe you can pause at some other point.
I see your lips moving, but I can't hear enough, honey.
Other than that, Charlie, I was going to ask you, are you guys touring around a little bit or are you staying local?
Well, we're staying pretty local, but we have a couple of things going on. Richie, who's in the band with me, and a producer and a keyboard player. We have like some audio visual stuff going on. We have like some stuff going on that's very similar to the Sphere in Vegas, if you've done that or heard about that. So there'll be a lot of stuff featuring my artwork and the song, projected on big screens here and there. And the story of Bliss Street, we can send you a backstory. The whole thing is my father's a Holocaust survivor. So there's a very deep story to a lot of my songs, which I didn't even realize I was writing about till I realized I was writing about.
Wow.
So, yeah. So there's like, and this is the music thing, is like when like you come up with a song, you come up with a lyric, you think it's like because of what happened yesterday, and then you realize it's because of what happened 50 years ago.
Blood memory.
What's say again?
It's in your bloodline, blood memory, they
Yeah,
call it.
yeah. So exactly, and it's like I didn't necessarily set out to tell a story about the Holocaust or how my father and my family survived that, but it's in everything that I do. Apparently, you read between the lines. If I choose a word or a phrase or like an emotion, that's because I'm here because they're alive, right? They could have been extinguished in a like in Auschwitz. They could have been burned up. They could be dead, but they survived. But they didn't survive unscathed. They didn't come away with like a fucking ice cream cone, and like some gift prizes. They came away with trauma. They came away feeling either lucky or confused that they were the ones that survived.
Yeah, survivor's guilt.
So there you go. So
we understand that well here, being Native American. Little Bobby was Native American also. I'm a Native American band member, so there's some similarities to that
that's
when you talk
amazing.
about assimilation, extinguishment.
Great, that's great.
Historical trauma.
Yeah, exactly. So music comes from that, right? Music comes from everything.
Helps deal with it.
So yeah, so this is like part of the legacy, part of the story. If you look up what's the play they can look up on YouTube? Bliss Street, the musical.
Bliss Street musical.
If you look up Bliss Street the musical, we did a musical about 2 years ago off Broadway about the story of my parents' life and my life, and I wrote all the music for it. You could check it out and just see like what this whole story is about. There's happy, there's sad, there's this, there's that. There's like growing up, there's like, being confused, the whole arc of everything. For me, when I was like probably about 12 years old to now, pretty much, is all in there. And my father owning a rock and roll club when I was like a preteen in Queens, and like, being like, oh, what the fuck is this about?
There's the medicine. There's the medicine for Dad's trauma.
It's like bad medicine. It's like, yeah.
The
It's like,
medicine.
how many times did I throw up on his car? I don't know, but there were a few times. So, but he was well aware of like what he was doing. So, at the end of the day, he loves my music. He's my biggest fan. He'll show up. He'll play harmonica at my gigs. He'll do all this stuff. He loves it. He loves it. So it's a beautiful thing.
Very cool, Charlie.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
On here pretty soon, but I want to know, what would you tell, say there's an aspiring musician, he's 17 years old, and he's like, I'm not sure if this is what I want to do. What would you tell that kid to stick with it?
Well, I mean, it's so specific. I mean, I had a horrible piano teacher when I was that age who made me want to quit. But if you have like something you want to say, I mean, when you're 17 years old, depending on your family situation, there's not a hell of a lot of ways to say it without pissing the whole fucking world off. You can't tell your mom, you can't tell your pop. You pick up something, pick up a fucking piano, guitar, or a coconut, and just like say what you need to say. The world doesn't have to hear it right then and there. But I'm going to say to them, if you don't say it, when are you going to say it? Who are you going to say it to? When is it going to be said? When is your life going to be expressed in anything that you can, recognize? You're right now able to define your life. So define your life. Don't let your parents do it. Don't let your teacher do it. Don't let anybody else do it. If you don't want anyone else to hear it, it's like a diary. It's a musical diary. Define your life. Do it. The outcome doesn't matter. The outcome doesn't matter.
And
It's
do
like,
it now. Do it now.
You have to do it now, because now is the now. Now is what's happening.
Now is all we got.
There you go. Now is all we got. There you go, baby. Now is all we
There's a
got.
new song.
Exactly.
Well, I
Been a
want to
pleasure, Charlie. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Charlie, for joining us tonight. You've got an amazing story. I can't wait to check out Bliss Street. Thanks to our audience, our viewers, and our listeners, because we do go on podcasts that are just audio. Sound Dogs New York City,
There
sounddogsnyc.com.
you go. Pick that up.
I forget.
And Bliss Street the musical. Check that out.
Thank you to the listeners. Thank you to the guests tonight. Thanks to your producer for helping you out there when we were struggling. Make sure you tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Grand Forks Best Source. We will be replayed on Tuesday, gfbestsource.com. And thank you to my beautiful, awesome, amazing, talented co-host, Dwa Brown. And tune in to Renegade Radio tomorrow night. There's a great show tomorrow. I forget who the lineup is because I always do. I forget to write it down, but tune in to Renegade Radio tomorrow on Facebook. And we'll see you all next week.
Miigwech, Gigawabaman.
Peace out.
Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Momma T sent you.